It's my great privilege to introduce Cecil to receive this award. He is really, as you will all know, a remarkable person, and it's a privilege for me because we've not only been dear friends for over 35 years, but like many others, he's been a meaningful mentor in my life. I think the place to start, which comes from this wonderful video, is just to say how crucial Sharon has been in his life. She's been free with her insights and her feedback, and freer with her love and support. I think these events often involve celebrating someone for a career, but as you saw from the video, Cecil's had at least 6 careers. He was a faculty member and clinician at the University of Utah Medical School in rheumatology, which started his great association with the foundation. He was then dean of the medical school, 2nd career. 3rd career, he was vice president of health sciences at the University of Utah. 4th career, he was senior vice president for healthcare development at Intermountain Healthcare in preparation for even greater leadership responsibilities there. And while there, he led the program that ultimately became the organization that has 1,200 physicians and 300 clinicians, a very significant part of Intermountain. His 5th career was when he was called to be an LDS General Authority, a member of the First Quorum of 70 and of the presidency of the 70s. And then his 6th career was to be president of BYU, where, by the way, he served, I think to the day, 11 years, the longest tenure of anyone since Ernest Wilkinson. And he's about to start a 7th career in about a week as president of the LDS Salt Lake Temple. And for those of you who are not LDS, you'd be interested to know that there'll be many days when he and Sharon are at the temple at 4 or 4:30 in the morning. So no rest. I will say, and there was comment in the video, that most of those transitions were really smooth, but the transition to be president of BYU was a little more challenging, not really among people like you and me, but if you follow the electronic bulletin boards of Utah Collegiate Sports, every time Cecil wore a red tie, they would light up with theories of conspiracy. And to this day, there are people that believe he has a swimming pool with a red U at the bottom that he never really converted. I will say that describes what Cecil has done, but not how he's done it. And as I've observed him over the years, I just wanted to make 2 or 3 very brief comments. Number one, I really have never known anybody with Cecil's capacity. They didn't mention this, but while he was in medical school, he also got a master's in educational psychology. I don't know where he found the time, but it was a precursor of his ability to do many, many things at the same time. I remember when I had a chance to work with him, he was dean of the medical school, he was an LDS stake president, and he was also traveling around the world lining up doctors in different countries to be able to take care of LDS missionaries. And the thing that always struck me is that he was never in a hurry. And I watched time and time again his taking all the time necessary to deal with individuals who crossed his path. And those who were among his very wide circle of friends know that he's just never in a hurry. He has this great ability to focus on individuals, which leads to the second point I think that was made in the video, which is he has tremendous compassion. And I can think of sort of 2 ways to describe it. One, he doesn't just care about people in front of him, but he has tremendous peripheral vision. And I watched dozens, if not hundreds of people call him for his special kind of comfort and counseling when they had medical issues. And he just consistently reached out to people who were in distress. But it wasn't limited to medicine. Many years ago, my mother had her car die on a cold December evening in the parking lot of the Cottonwood Mall, and a stranger came up and asked if she needed to jump start the car, and about a half hour later she learned it was Cecil. And he just is never in a hurry, never passes by people in need. The last thing I just want to say about him is, and this came across about his compassion and his strength, is that Cecil has about the highest standards of excellence I know. And he doesn't lower his standards for people around him, but he inspires them, he empowers them, and helps them to meet the standards. And many people in this room will have been the beneficiary of that particular mentoring. And the last thing I'll just say, which was noted, is he has a great sense of humor. And in a way, it's a kind of shtick. because he has a very dry sense of humor, and he'll tell a joke and not smile to just watch and see if you get it. And my favorite example of this is that when he went to BYU and he had his first cabinet meetings, Jan, his sister, who you saw in the video, would be there, and he'd say something really funny and not smile, and the whole cabinet would look at Jan, and if she laughed, then they would laugh. So it's a great privilege for me to introduce someone who's had such a profound effect in the field of arthritis treatment, in the field of education, in the lives of many people. My friend and the honoree tonight's Dr. Cecil Samuelson. We have a special approach to giving a present to Cecil, and so I'd like to invite Emma Heaton to come up. She is an artist and a volunteer with the Arthritis Foundation. As Emma's coming up, I want to tell you about her. When she was 20 months old, she started limping, and when she was first diagnosed with arthritis, she was in a lot of pain. She laid around and really didn't move unless someone lifted her, and after starting her treatment, she began quickly to move again, and she's had arthritis in her legs, knees, ankles, and fingers. And for 6 years, Emma received weekly injections along with other medicines to help with the side effects. She's now able to take her medicine orally, about which she's very excited. And she has a great life. She's 8, and she loves to swim, dance, play the piano and guitar. And Emma has painted something. So, Cecil, if you'll come up. You want to give this to me, Emma?
Well, thank you very much, Emma. She's a beautiful little girl. Thank you, Jim and Dave and others who have said nice things. I'm grateful for, even if they're exaggerated, nice things that have been said, but particularly grateful for things that were not said. But I'm grateful to be with Sharon tonight, who's, as Jim mentioned, has been with me all along all of the interesting adventures we've had. We're grateful for this opportunity to be with the Arthritis Foundation. It's been more years than I'd like to count since I had the privilege of serving on the board. But I would just say that I'm grateful. I think we're all grateful to all of you who have been so generous in moving this great cause forward. There are many people still suffering, and while we're grateful for the progress that's been made, there's much more to do. So thanks to all of you for being here. Thanks for being such special friends, and thank you for your many kindnesses tonight.